Adam Silver has found himself in some serious hot water over the management of the WNBA, and is they faking rape?
Okay, get this. Adam Silver just learned the hard way that you never, ever mess with Caitlin Clark's spotlight. What started as an innocent interview blew up into a full-blown PR nightmare, forcing him to backtrack faster than a bad referee call. And now, you won't believe it. Reports say he's practically begging Caitlin to stick around after her massive offseason deal just shook the entire league. So, the real question here is, should the WNBA be apologizing to her, or should they be thanking her? Think about it. Silver probably imagined a chill week, right? A few interviews, maybe some buzzwords about growth, and then he'd just move on. Instead, he walked headfirst into arguably the biggest mess the WNBA has seen all year. And honestly, calling it a mess feels incredibly polite at this point, because the second he opened his mouth about Caitlin Clark, things went downhill at warp speed.
He stepped out and started talking about the crazy nonsense of a civil war that's going on between Iron Man or Iron Woman, Kathy Engelbert, and Captain America, Nafisa Cole.
So, let's hit rewind for a second. Silver sits down with NBC News, right? It was supposed to be this super chill chat about leadership and how the league's expanding, the usual polished corporate talk about progress and inclusivity. But then, somewhere between all that historic growth and positive relationships jargon, he decides to dive deep into the WNBA's real internal issues. And boom, he says the quiet part out loud. The WNBA doesn't just have economic issues, it has relationship issues. Man, that line hit harder than a flagrant foul, let me tell you. Because in plain English, he basically just confirmed everything fans have been screaming all season long, that this league is broken from the inside out. And just like that, social media absolutely exploded. Now, Silver probably thought he was just being honest, but honesty in PR land? That's like lighting a match inside a fireworks factory. Players instantly started giving him the side eye. Fans went ballistic, and the internet crowned him as the guy who finally admitted the WNBA is total chaos. And here's the kicker, he wasn't even wrong. The WNBA's got problems stacked higher than Caitlin Clark's three-point stats. You've got players calling out refs every single week, executives ducking interviews, and Kathy Engelbert somewhere pretending everything's perfectly fine. But the second Silver mentioned relationship issues, everyone took it as him throwing Kathy straight under the bus, which, to be fair, isn't entirely his fault. Because, let's be real, he sounded exactly like a boss who just found out his employee broke the company printer and is now trying to fix it without firing anyone. He even tried to butter her up first, saying she's overseen historic growth, but then immediately added, "We still have big relationship issues with players." So, Adam, which is it? Historic growth or complete disconnection? You literally cannot brag about rocket ship success while your own players are three.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says Caitlin Clark has set the world on fire. Silver didn't reveal much about their brief conversation, but his admiration for Clark's achievements couldn't have been clearer. Speaking on FanDuel Sports Network, he said Caitlin Clark set the world on fire, not just this community. And it's easy to see why, from dominating college basketball at Iowa, where her famous number 22 jersey was retired, to becoming the first overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Clark has been on.
Now, before we dive into the whole apology tour, let's hit pause and remember exactly why Silver's comments struck such a nerve. It's simple. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the literal engine driving the WNBA into mainstream consciousness right now. Seriously, think about it. Every single time she steps on the court, ratings absolutely spike. Every time she opens her mouth, social media trends go wild. Heck, she could probably just sneeze, and the internet would churn out 10 articles about it. That's her level of impact.
Just own up and step down. I believe that's what should happen. Kathy need to just walk away. We're going off into the sunset. Well, the half bright sunset, I should say, because it ain't gonna be a good goodbye. But I feel like at this point she gonna have to step down. Stephen A. Smith said it last week, and I'm saying it right now.
So when Silver tried to give his big leadership talk and, let's be honest, kind of downplayed Caitlin's insane impact, fans felt like he was literally biting the hand that's feeding his league all this new attention. And honestly, they weren't wrong, because here's the real tea that was brewing behind the scenes. Caitlin Clark had just inked another absolutely massive offseason speaking deal. whispered to be worth close to $500,000 per event. She's basically printing money without even touching a basketball. Meanwhile, the league's been in a frenzy trying to convince everyone they can totally survive without her, which is why Silver tried to sound all confident, calling their progress a rocket trajectory. But here's the kicker. Fans weren't buying it for a second.
Why?
Because the real numbers don't line up with the talking points. The same week, reports dropped claiming WNBA Finals ratings had doubled, except, plot twist, Nielsen conveniently changed how they count viewers this year, suddenly adding in bars, airports, and even random hotel TVs. So yeah, the ratings look better, but only because the math changed. It's like saying you're taller this year because you started wearing heels. Fans immediately saw through the smoke and mirrors, saying the league was totally cooking the stats to pretend Caitlyn isn't the main event. And that's exactly when Silver's relationship issues comment made everything worse, because it looked like he was protecting Cathy Engelbert instead of, the players, especially the one player who actually made those boosted ratings possible in the first place. Within hours, the hashtags exploded. Apologize to Caitlyn. WNBA fix the mess. Even neutral fans were posting stuff like, how can you brag about growth when your players don't even trust you? And seriously, they had a point, because if you actually listen to the players, they're beyond fed up. You've got Nneka Agwamike calling out leadership on national TV, Sophie Cunningham hinting at a potential lockout, and Candace Parker dropping a bombshell that Adam Silver texts her more than her own commissioner. That last one hit different. Candace revealed on her podcast that Adam personally congratulated her when she had a baby, when she retired, and when she signed her Amazon deal. Cathy Engelbert? Crickets. That sound you're hearing right now, that's the league's credibility collapsing. Even Sabrina Ionescu admitted she has a better relationship with Adam than with Cathy, which shouldn't even be possible. So yeah, by the time Silver gave his growth speech, fans had already seen right through the polished PR smile. Then came the viral clip, him saying the problems were personal. Translation: everyone behind the scenes hates each other. It's like watching a corporate family meeting where the parents are all smiles but the kids are throwing food under the table. And just when you think it absolutely cannot get any worse, he mentioned Caitlin Clark again. He tried to sound super neutral, but every single word he said just screamed that he was desperately pretending she wasn't single-handedly keeping the entire league relevant. The internet obviously did not forgive that. Comments flooded in. Bro, you should beg Caitlin Clark to come back. She is your ratings. Without Caitlin, you're selling tickets to empty seats. Adam Silver saying, historic growth, without mentioning Caitlin Clark is like pretending Taylor Swift didn't sell out her own stadium. It got ugly fast. And the wild part? Silver knows exactly how bad this looks. He's one of the most polished commissioners in all of sports. He doesn't usually make rookie PR mistakes like this, but this one, yeah, he fumbled it hard. Sources inside the league are even whispering he's been doing quiet damage control, calling Caitlyn's reps, and trying to clear the air. Translation: apology tour. Apparently, he told her his comments were misinterpreted and that he values what she's done for the sport. He even hinted at wanting to involve her more in league decisions. So basically, yeah, he's begging her not to pull a Tom Brady and just walk away to do media full-time, because let's be brutally honest, with her insane off-season money, Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA anymore. She's got sponsorships from Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, and literally half a dozen others. She's doing public speaking gigs that pay more than her entire season salary. If she wanted to, she could take a year off right now and still pull in millions. That's what's genuinely scaring the league right now, because if Caitlyn decides to step back even for a bit, that's the ball game. Attendance drops, merch sales plummet, TV ratings absolutely crash. She's not just a player. She's the WNBA's marketing department, PR team, and entire fan base rolled into one superstar. So yeah, when people say Adam Silver's apologizing, they're not exaggerating. He's not begging on camera, of course, but behind the scenes, he is absolutely trying to keep her happy. And that's wild, because it's supposed to be the other way around, isn't it? Players usually need the league, not the league needing one player. But that's precisely how much power Caitlin Clark wields right now. She's turned the WNBA into something it's never been before, a league that lives and dies by one name. And honestly, that's both incredibly impressive and terrifying. It proves how much one superstar can achieve, but it also starkly exposes how incredibly fragile the system truly is, because if your entire historic growth depends on one player staying loyal, that's not a business plan. That's a pure gamble. Now, for the funniest part of all this chaos, Adam Silver actually tried to end his interview with optimism. He smiled, looked straight into the camera, and said, "I'm confident we can fix these issues and keep this league on a rocket trajectory." Bro, that ship already hit the moon, crashed, and then spontaneously combusted. Every single fan watching that clip was thinking, rocket trajectory, where? Into more chaos? Because right now, between the ratings controversies, the endless player drama, and the complete leadership meltdown, the only thing rocketing is the league's bad press. And that's exactly why this apology is happening so quietly behind closed doors. Silver knows that if Caitlyn publicly claps back, even just a little, the league's reputation would take another catastrophic hit. She doesn't even have to be mean. One simple tweet, one sarcastic comment, and headlines would write themselves. Caitlin Clark calls out WNBA leadership again, so he's desperately trying to stop that before it even happens. But fans are already sensing it. They're calling him desperate, saying he's practically groveling to the player who accidentally became his boss. Because let's be honest, right now, Caitlin Clark is the boss, and Adam Silver just realized it way too late. So after that NBC interview blew up, Adam Silver's PR team must have gone into full-blown emergency mode. One minute he's talking about growth and relationships, and the next he's getting absolutely roasted online for pretending Caitlin Clark isn't the sole reason anyone's even tuning in. And honestly, you can't blame people for reacting like that, because here's the absolute truth.